It was an ordinary Tuesday. I left the office earlier than usual, hoping to surprise my wife, Lisa, and our 3-year-old daughter, Mia. Life in Sacramento had always felt peaceful, and I thought this would be just another quiet evening with my family. I even stopped by Mia's favorite bakery to pick up her favorite chocolate cupcakes. The thought of her tiny hands grabbing the box and her giggles of joy made me smile all the way home. As I parked in the driveway, I noticed something odd. Lisa's car was parked there, but the house was unusually quiet. Normally, when I got home, I could hear Mia's laughter or Lisa humming in the kitchen. This time, there was nothing but silence. I unlocked the front door and stepped inside. The air felt heavy, like something invisible was pressing down on me. "Lisa." "Mia," I called out, expecting to hear footsteps or a cheerful response. Instead, all I heard was the faint hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen. The living room was spotless, no toys on the floor, no cartoons playing on the TV. It felt like the house was frozen in time. I put the cupcake box on the kitchen counter and called out again, louder this time. "Lisa, are you here?" Still no response. Discovering the first clue. I made my way through the house, my heart starting to race. I checked Mia's room first. Her bed was neatly made, her stuffed animals arranged just the way she liked, but there was no sign of her. Finally, I reached our bedroom. The moment I stepped inside, I felt my stomach drop. The bed was unmade, a rare sight since Lisa was always particular about keeping things tidy. The closet door was half open, and the faint scent of her perfume hung in the air. Something was wrong. Deeply wrong. I grabbed my phone and called Lisa. The phone rang several times before going to voicemail. I tried again. This time the call was rejected. A wave of panic washed over me. Why wasn't she answering? Where could she be? Searching for Lisa, I couldn't just sit there. I grabbed my car keys and drove off, checking all the places Lisa and Mia might be. I went to the park where Mia loved to play, the grocery store we always shopped at, and even the library where Lisa sometimes took her to read. Each place turned up empty. As the sun started to set, I felt lost. That's when I thought of Lisa's best friend, Rachel. Rachel lived across town and was the person Lisa confided in most. If Lisa was in trouble or needed someone to talk to, she would be with Rachel. The unexpected visit. I arrived at Rachel's house just as the sky turned orange. My heart was pounding as I knocked on the door. After a few moments, the door opened. But it wasn't Rachel who greeted me. It was Lisa. She stood frozen, her face pale. Her eyes widened in shock, and she looked as if she had been caught doing something she shouldn't. Behind her, a man appeared, a man I had never seen before. He was tall, with sharp features and a confident smirk that made my blood boil. He leaned casually against the doorframe as if he owned the place. "Lisa," I said, my voice trembling. "What's going on? Who is this?" Lisa hesitated for a moment, then stammered. "This is Mark. He's just a friend." "A friend?" I repeated, the word echoing in my mind. I looked at her, searching her face for answers. Her downcast eyes and the awkward silence told me everything I needed to know. Mark stepped forward, his smirk never fading. "Relax, man, we're just hanging out." The confrontation. I could feel my anger rising, but I tried to stay calm. "Hanging out?" I said, my voice rising. "You're in someone else's home with their wife, and you call this hanging out?" Lisa stepped between us, her hands raised. "Please, let's not do this here," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Then where, Lisa?" I shot back. "Where do you want to explain why you're here with him instead of being at home with your husband and daughter?" She didn't answer. She just stood there, her eyes fixed on the floor. Mark, on the other hand, seemed to enjoy the drama. "Look, buddy," he said, "maybe you should calm down and talk this out later." The arrogance in his tone pushed me over the edge. "You think this is funny? You think you can just walk into my life and destroy my family?" Lisa finally spoke, her voice shaky. "I didn't mean for you to find out like this. I need time to figure things out." Figure things out? I repeated, my voice breaking. You're a wife and a mother. What is there to figure out? The aftermath. I left before things could escalate further. The drive home was a blur. My mind was racing with thoughts of betrayal, anger, and heartbreak. How could she do this to me? To Mia? Over the next few days, the truth came out. Lisa had been seeing Mark for months. While I was working overtime to provide for our family, she was building a secret life behind my back. I tried to talk to her to understand why she did this. But her answers were vague, filled with excuses about needing freedom and excitement. The woman I had loved and trusted was gone, replaced by someone I didn't recognize. Protecting my daughter. The hardest part wasn't losing Lisa. It was realizing that Mia's world would never be the same. Lisa admitted that she wasn't ready to be a mother and wanted to find herself. She left, not just me, but Mia too. I filed for divorce and fought for full custody of Mia. It was a long and painful process, but I couldn't let someone so selfish and reckless raise my daughter. Lisa barely put up a fight. She seemed more interested in her new life with Mark than in being a mother. Moving forward, years have passed since that day. The pain of betrayal still lingers, but I've learned to channel it into being a better father for Mia. She's my world now, and everything I do is for her. Lisa's relationship with Mark didn't last. She reached out once, asking to see Mia, but I couldn't bring myself to let her back into our lives. The trust was gone, and some wounds are too deep to heal. Final thoughts. Betrayal is one of the most painful experiences a person can go through. It shatters your world and leaves scars that never fully fade. But it also teaches you strength. If you've faced betrayal, remember you're not alone. There is life after heartbreak, and there is always a way forward. This was my story, shared with you by Cheated Hearts, where we explore tales of love, loss, and betrayal. If you've experienced a similar situation or want to share your story, let us know in the comments. Together, we can heal.